Our role is we're kind of like the first police mentoring team out here. We got put out here to assess the ANCOP, see how they're running things, and we're here to train them and help improve them, help get them resources, just make them into actual police, because their role used to be like more of a military mindset, so we're trying to put them in a police mindset, dealing with the people more. They do I think it's about like a 3-week course at Camp Leatherneck. It gives them the basic idea of what a police officer is. Then they get kind of thrown out here to just start doing their job, and all they really know is searching the people, searching vehicles. So we're going to try and advance them into dealing with questioning the people, getting intel, how to process detainees, do the paperwork side of things, pretty much how to operate by themselves, because they're pretty much depending on us, and we need them to operate themselves because the Marine Corps is not always going to be here for them. So they need to find their way to get their own resources instead of depending on us. This group's a lot more senior. They seem like they are more advanced than the group before. There was a lot of corruption in the last group, and this group, just from what we can see so far, they seem trained pretty well. We were told that everyone has at least 1.5 years experience as a Afghani police officer, so it's not going to be as hard to train them, but it's going to be harder to break their bad habits that they do have. Well, since we're like the first, my thoughts as the police mentor, it's definitely one of the most important roles around here, because Afghanistan only sees the military side of things, and they have no way to deal with the small crimes that go on. Most people are in just the Taliban mentality that that's the only bad thing out there. There's still the drug problem. There's still, we got reports of locals harassing children, and these problems aren't dealt with because there's no real police force set up. So we're here just to set that up, to try and take the small crimes, because I think if you start with the small things, it'll lead to bigger things and making the country better. Yeah, we go around and we tell each ANCOP station around here they need to deal with the people more, they need to build a rapport with them, not as a friend to friend, but as a respect for each other. And so the people will come and tell them their problems, they'll look up to them as police. I told them, I was talking to the one the other day, and I told him how as a young child I looked at the police and I had respect for them. That's what I wanted to be. So I told them they need to build that rapport with the people so they look up to them as their protectors.
Here in Marja, we've got the ANCOP working alongside with the Marines. The police, it's the first level of the government that you have, that the normal person has interaction with. And with trying to get people to have buy-in to the government and the new system, the effectiveness and the honesty and integrity of the police here are going to play a major role in that. So we're working with the ANCOP that are here to increase their capacity, make sure they're acting ethically and responsibly, and then coordinate their efforts along with what the Marines are doing. The local police that were in Marja a couple years back before the Taliban came in were very corrupt. They would tax people, abuse their authority, steal things from the people, and the people pretty much threw them out. And then whenever, it created a vacuum that allowed the Taliban to move in. Now that the Taliban are gone, there's that vacuum again, but people have that that negative impression of police officers in the first place. So when the ANCOP first came in, they see the uniforms and they expect them to do the things that the other police had done because that's what they were familiar with. But for the most part, the ANCOP here have been doing a good job of turning those opinions around, providing good security, helping the people, giving them an outlet to pass information whenever they have information on the Taliban or IEDs. They're reaching out to the people and making a difference, so they're winning them over and changing that perception. Well, for me, dealing with the higher-ups, some of the big challenges are accountability, getting hard numbers for things, working the logistics. Just in their culture, they're not real big on hard numbers and projections. They also seem to think that because we're Americans and Marines, that we can snap our fingers and we have every resource available to us immediately, and that's not the case. So getting them to understand how those systems work and to use their system before our system are some of the big challenges. Down to the level where my Marines are working, it's getting out there, being with the ANCOP, setting a good example for them, showing them that level of work ethic that we have as Marines, and giving them something to emulate so that they want to adopt it and have that same level of professionalism.